Hey friends, Miss Lynn from the Action Arts and Science program at the Washington Pavilion, and we are continuing with our Don't Bug Me unit, and we have got a bee-inspired art project today. Now first, I want you to read the book, What If There Were No Bees? And then come back to this video. All right, so as you could see in the book, bees are really important for us. We really can't live without them. And so we're going to do a project inspired by their honeycomb, but it's also going to be kind of inspired by quilting. So many of you may have a quilt of different shapes on it or different textures and patterns. We are going to make kind of an art collage using the honeycomb shape of a hexagon, but then creating patterns on those to make kind of like a quilt. So maybe like a honeycomb quilt if you think about it. And we're going to use the colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So in my example here, I've used warm colors, and I've used yellow and orange and red. They're all next to each other on the color wheel. I'm going to do another example for you now, and I'm going to do kind of a combination of warm and cool, but mostly cool colors. I'm going to do yellow, green, and blue because they are next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm going to move this one aside. We're just going to use construction paper, and then I already have hexagon shapes for you to use, so we don't have to worry about tracing and cutting and spending time doing that. They're going to come all ready for you, and you're going to have 13 of them. And so I want you to think about the patterns you want to use and the arrangements you're going to want to use. When you put them on the paper, they don't all go by the edge. So it's a little bit odd. As you can see in my example, there's spaces in between where you can see the construction paper. So you I like to line them up here first. So I kind of know where things are going to go and what kind of patterns or how many of each pattern that I'm going to need. So I kind of set them up like this. You would glue them down then, okay, so that they're secure. Now you could color them first and then glue, or you could glue and then color. It's kind of up to you. Okay, so they would look like this on the paper, and that tells me that I'm going to want, this way I did 5 in the middle, that way I kind of did them diagonally. I think I'm going to go up and down this time. And so I'm going to do these 3 one pattern, these 2 one pattern, these 3 one pattern, these 2 one pattern, and I see now that I missed one. So I'm going to put these 3 together. So I'm going to do 5 different patterns. Now I'm going to do some different colors and different patterns on each one, but each one in each stack is going to be the same. So I'm just going to quickly color these. If I had more time, I would spend time filling in everything, but for this video, I'm just going to do them really quickly. I hope that you will take the time and really think about the patterns and the colors you want to use and take your time when you do this. But I'm just going to quickly do these 3 like this. Okay, that's one. And I think I'm going to do circles on this one. It really doesn't matter what patterns you do. Doesn't matter what colors you do. I just want them to be in the same section or next to each other on the color wheel. Okay, so that's got some green. Just do some green dots on here. Okay, that's one. So I got blue, green. Maybe I will do yellow here. And maybe I'll color these in again. Maybe I'll do blue, maybe I'll do this dark blue, and go the other direction. Gives kind of a neat effect. And let's see, maybe some stripes on this one. And on this last one, I think I need some more yellow. I'm just gonna do these a solid yellow. Now again, you're gonna color these all in completely. I'm just doing them quick so that you can see how it works. And then I'm gonna glue. So I'm gonna do my glue stick. I'll do them up here so they're facing your direction. It's almost like we're making towers with these. So really, this is a little bit of a science lesson and also a math lesson because we're using the geometric shape of a hexagon. And we have to fit them together, whoops, like a puzzle. They actually call this tessellations. So when you have shapes that fit up next to each other, it's called a tessellation pattern. There's actually artists that spend all of their time doing tessellation patterns, which is kind of interesting. It takes a different kind of focus and a different kind of way of looking at things to get those to work right. Add these in. Now I could have added a lot more detail, and I hope you will, but I want to make sure that you have time to actually do the project and don't spend all your time watching this video. So once you've got them all put on there, there we go. And now you could see my patterns, the way I put my hexagons on there is very different. I did a diagonal here, I did straight lines here. I could have alternated them and did different ones that way. So once you've got your patterns decided, then you can really play around with where they're going to go to create your honeycomb quilt.